If you're thinking about selling your home for sale by owner, I see the same mistakes every single day when sellers are selling their home themselves. So this video is about your for sale by owner wake-up call, the mistakes that sellers make when selling their home, and how to avoid it. Today we're talking about FSBOs, how to sell your home yourself and to avoid the mistakes that so many people make. I'm the first agent to tell you, I have no issues if people want to represent themselves and sell their home themselves. But there is one issue with that, and that is that you as the seller, if you're representing yourself, have to do the job that you don't want to pay an agent to do. So it's your job to understand the pitfalls in this transaction and how to avoid them. So I see 4 big issues that come up every single time with for sale by owners. It's very consistent. And there's a 5th one that hardly anyone ever talks about. So hang out to the end because it's very, very important. Okay, so let's get into it. Number 1, what is the first issue I see sellers making mistakes on? And that is pricing. Your neighbor's house 3 doors down the street may not be a good comparable for your home. It is your job as a seller to price your home appropriately. Because here's the reality. Most buyers in our marketplace are represented by agents, and most agents don't want to deal directly with a seller. Let me tell you, I've done it several times. It's stressful. It's difficult. Sellers don't know what their roles are. They expect us to do the work for 2 people and only pay us for a half. Pricing is so important. And if you price your home poorly, you're way overpriced, buyers are going to see that and talk to their agents, and agents are going to say, yeah, that's their delulu, and I don't recommend seeing that house. You've got to figure out fair market value, not insane market value, okay? So pricing is really important. You know, my grandfather used to say, well, I can't go up in price, but I can always go down. Well, yeah, but if you have to come down in price $90,000 or $100,000 or $150,000 to get into the range where people will start looking at your home, you got a problem. So make sure that you're comping your house out correctly. You might be able to hire a real estate agent to do that job for you, and I would highly recommend it. Okay, number 2, weak marketing, okay? Pricing gets people in the doors, but weak marketing can keep people away. If your photos are not great, and I see it's about split right now with the for sale by owners I look at, because I do look at them. I'm so fascinated with them. Half of them are hiring professional photographers. The lighting's good, the angles are great. We're not taking pictures of sofas and, you know, things on the counter, but actually the rooms themselves. But the other half are not. Photos are important, and professional photography is not optional in this market. Hire a pro. That's something that I do. That's something that I pay for prior to getting your home on the market. So again, you've got to take over the jobs that a real estate agent would do. Another thing that I see so often with a for sale by owner is, it's like a million things on the counter. The staging is terrible. I drive by a for sale by owner right now a lot to go to the barn to see my horses. This house, I like the house. It's a great house. It's on a great piece of property, and the photos are taken by a pro, and the staging is awful. The office is a mess. The living room furniture is pushed all against the walls. The bedrooms just look, even though the beds are made, they look a mess. You've got to think about staging. You know, usually when my photographers come in to take photos of my house, I'm actually standing behind them, looking in that viewfinder to see if there's anything in that photo that might distract me. I'm really tough about photos because it's so important. If you think about your habits, looking at homes online, you go to a website, you put in a search parameter, and you look at some houses, think about how you're looking. Is it click on this house, click, 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 like 3 photos and then you're out of there? If that's the case, you have to put your home's best foot forward in the marketplace. You've really got to think about staging. You can hire a stager for a consult. Again, that's something that I do for my sellers, but you're going to have to pick up that dime. So marketing is really important. You also have to think about distribution. What website is your home going to be seen on? And you also have to talk about and think about responding to leads. Anybody inquires about your home, how quickly are you responding back? You gotta be fast. Another issue I see is bad or weird negotiating. Now, let me just be very clear to you. If you have a buyer that walks in your door, whether or not you think so, and I don't care how nice and wonderful they seem to be, anything you say can be used against you in negotiating. And I see so many mistakes there. I do show for sale by owners. I think it's a great way to get a buyer to find a home that's not listed on the active market. But I see sellers, they have throw up of the mouth when you walk in the door. They're so happy you're there. They give away the farm. When I walk into a for sale by owner, the first thing I ask is, why are you selling? Because I want to know. Now, if I have a buyer I'm representing and I'm showing a home that's on the market, I could ask that question to a listing agent and I would rarely get an answer. That can be used against you. Be very, very careful with what you're saying when people are walking in your door. It's just going to be so difficult to come back from if you just tell them everything. Another thing I see is people getting weird, and it totally turns off a buyer. And what I mean by weird is being super overly friendly, thinking that this person that's coming in the door is your friend. They're not your friend. This is a business transaction, and I want you to consider that and act accordingly, because it certainly can get weird and it can be uncomfortable, and a buyer can walk because of it. So be careful with that one. Okay, number 4, paperwork and disclosures. Okay, just because you're selling your home yourself doesn't mean that you aren't required to use certain forms, okay? Every state has property disclosures. Many municipalities have property disclosures. Some HOAs have property disclosures. It's your job to figure out what disclosures you are required to provide. And in North Carolina, you're required to provide a property disclosure statement. Don't forget that. It's very important, and it can totally kill a real estate transaction if you're not well-versed on the forms and the disclosures that you're required to provide, and it can put you in a litigious situation. You're also required, if your home was built before 1978, to fill out a lead-based paint disclosure. You have to disclose what you know about lead-based paint in the home. It's a pretty typical document for me, but it's a little unusual for sellers that have never seen one or haven't done a lot of real estate transactions with older homes. Know your documents, and especially know that offer to purchase, that contract, because most buyers are going to use it. And you've got to understand, and in the state of North Carolina and South Carolina, we've got due diligence. What is due diligence? What's due diligence money? What's the due diligence period? What's the walkout fee? What do I lose if I walk away? What's non-refundable? What's refundable? What are the timelines? What do I have to provide? What kind of access do you have to provide? That contract rules the show when you go under contract with your home. And It is not the job of the buyer's agent to tell you what that contract's about and explain it to you. It's your job. Okay, now I told you there was a fifth one, and this one's so important. And I never hear anyone talking about safety when dealing with for sale by owners. Here's the reality. Your home is on the market. Your home is being seen. Your home is being seen online, and the interior of your home is being seen online. I have heard several instances where for sale by owners have been targeted by thieves. It's your job to stay safe. If a buyer without an agent comes to your door, it's your job to take a look at their pre-approval letter and call their lender to ensure that verification of their identity has been done. You've got to make sure that this person is who they say they are and they are there for the right reasons. I would never, ever, ever show a for sale by owner my home alone to some stranger just because they say they are interested. Just because they call you up doesn't mean that they have the best of intentions. Please be safe when it comes to selling your home yourself. It's the most important thing you can do. And by the way, any medications, put them away. Your jewelry, please pack it up and put it in a safe spot. You can be a target for thieves and worse, so please be careful. Now, I hope this helps you if you're thinking about selling your home yourself. Again, I have no problems with it. I think that it's a great idea if you can make sure that you do the steps that you need to do in order to effectively price and market your home, negotiate effectively, know your paperwork, and most importantly, stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.